Hello, and welcome to the content subscription overview for Labour Law. In this short video, we'll show you the highlights of the sources you have access to and the depth of the information you can search with Lexis Advanced Quick Law. Before we dive into some specific searches and source options, I want to quickly get you to the Labour Law Practice Area page. From the Explore Content pod, ensure that you have selected the Practice Area tab and then click Labour Law on the right-hand side. On the next page, you'll see a list of popular sources that you can browse and some search options. You can run a search from this red search box within all Labour Law materials, and you can also select Labour Law sources at the top left to go to the source page, where you'll see a range of case summary, textbook, legal encyclopedia, and other resources all related to labour law that you can access. Going back to the home page, I'm going to run a quick search and show you how you can restrict this to labour law and arbitration. I'm going to enter my search terms. And before I run my search, I'm just going to click on Search Everything on the right hand side, select Legal Topics, and then select Labour Law and Arbitration. Now I'm going to click on the magnifying glass, so you could also press Enter, and this will then take me to my search results page. So now all of my results are restricted to material that has been classified by our topical indexing classification system into labour law and arbitration topics, and my key terms have been found in a range of materials: cases, legislation, quantums, drafting materials, secondary materials, dictionaries, news, and pleadings, motions, and factor, which is optional content that you may have in your subscription. If I wanted to access some secondary material results, I could simply click on secondary materials and it will show me the results that I have from law reviews and journals, commentary titles, textbooks, and so on. And we'll come back to some of these titles soon. Returning to my cases page, I'm going to narrow down my search a little bit. On the left hand side, you'll see a menu of narrow by options, and you can narrow down by a range of selections including content type, jurisdiction, court, timeline, and other factors. I'm going to perform a search within my results, and I'm just going to search for overtime and holiday, and I'll see how my results update with that search within. Now I have 733 unique cases. You'll see by the way that my search terms are highlighted in different colors, and you can identify the position of search terms in each result by looking at the colorful bar here, which will show you your search term locations, and you can click through the colors to see different snippets of the document. I can access this case by clicking on the title, but for now I'm going to note it up using QuickCite, which is our case citator. You can see this case has 407 citing cases, and it's also been given some kind of negative treatment as indicated by this red mark with the white cross through it. I'm going to click on Note Up with QuickCite, and this will take me into our Note Up record. The QuickCite record will show you the history of the case, any citing cases, and any commentary referring to the case. Starting again from the home page, let's take a quick look at Holsbury's Laws of Canada, which is the black letter statement of the law that provides definitive legal information focusing on the law as it stands today. Holsbury's Laws of Canada is the only up-to-date national legal encyclopedia in the market. You can access Holsbury's through the Explore Content pod, Content Type tab, Holsbury's Laws of Canada to reach all volumes. Alternatively, you can click on Practice Area, Labour Law, and then Labour Law Sources at the top left, and you'll see some of the Holsbury's titles that are related to this area of practice on the right hand side. In this case, administrative law and labour law, but I would also like to mention we additionally have a volume on discrimination and human rights, and a volume on workplace health and safety, in addition to other volumes on the main Holsbury's page that might be relevant. All Holsbury's volumes feature detailed commentary, a list of related titles, tables of cases and statutes, and a glossary of defined terms which will identify words and phrases defined in legislation related to the title and provides the text of those definitions for easy reference. This is just one example of a very useful tool that you can find in labour law content, which is ancillary to the main body of content. Back on the Labour Law Sources page, let's explore in detail some of the other textbook and commentary resources that you can access in this area of practice. Starting on the right, Administrative Law in Canada explains the latest developments relating to the powers and procedures of the many and varied public official boards and agencies that exercise statutory authority in Canada. It includes a table of cases and a table of statutes. The Butterworth's Workers' Compensation in Ontario service. This publication addresses how the workers' compensation system in Ontario is currently organised and administered, and how and when the different regimes apply and are interrelated. It includes a table of court cases, a table of tribunal and board decisions, tables of statutes, and a legislative index. Canadian Collective Bargaining Law, Principles and Practice. This is the go-to text in this dynamic area of the law. This considers the framework, process, and practicalities of collective bargaining and includes a concordance of Canada Labour Code provisions cited. On the commentary side, the Canadian Construction, Labour and Employment Law is a complete guide to labour or employment issues arising in construction matters. It includes a table of cases and a table of legislation, in addition, of course, to detailed commentary by province where applicable. Canadian Contract Law is an in-depth textbook that will tell you what the important cases are, why they matter, and the underlying principles. This title provides access to leading Canadian contract cases, expert commentary and analysis focused on recent developments in the law and on how courts have treated and interpreted contracts as a whole, and includes a table of cases. The Canadian Employment Benefits and Pension Guide is a thorough, practical reference that saves you time when you need information. With this guide, you will have the most comprehensive library available for employment benefits and pensions information in Canada. The guide thoroughly describes the types of plans available and includes design criteria and plan registration requirements that you can use to implement a pension plan for your employees. Its conveniently organized information also helps you with the day-to-day administration of a plan. It includes 21 tables of concordance related to benefits and pensions. It includes a newsletter, a What's New section, bulletins and social security agreements, government and agency documents, smart charts and news tracker, topical index, pension charts, and of course, detailed commentary. Another guide, the Canadian Employment Safety and Health Guide, covers federal, provincial, and territorial laws and regulations and gives you analysis of a broad range of topics. You will also have commentary on new developments and emerging trends in every Canadian jurisdiction, plus summaries of decisions from the courts, workers' compensation tribunals, and labour relations boards. In addition, it monitors trends in occupational health and looks at their legal implications. It includes 22 tables of concordance related to safety legislation, smart charts, a topical index, detailed commentary, a newsletter, and news tracker. The Canadian Labour Law Reporter provides coverage of federal, provincial, and territorial laws on employment standards, human rights, pay and employment equity, employment insurance, and collective bargaining. 28 tables of concordance are included related to the different areas, in addition to labour law cases, employment standards and labour relations forms, the Labour Notes newsletter, and a news tracker. Canadian Conflict of Laws. This provides a scholarly yet practical analysis of the vast and continuously growing body of common law, legislation and treaties and conventions that govern private international law as it is applied in Canada. Case references include both the official law report citation and the LexisNexis Quick Law citation, allowing you to quickly identify and obtain the full text decisions relevant to your particular case. It includes a table of cases, a table of statutes, and a table of conventions. Palmer and Snyder, Collective Agreement Arbitration in Canada, provides a practical approach to issues. It's cited by all levels of court, including the Supreme Court of Canada, and it expertly addresses all issues related to the subject of labour relations and covers all matters that have been touched on by legislation or arbitral or court rulings. It includes a table of court decisions and arbitration awards. Sapinka, Lederman and Bryant, The Law of Evidence in Canada. This is the only major Canadian treatise with in-depth coverage of both civil and criminal evidence and includes a table of cases and legislation. Sullivan on the Construction of Statutes. This is a volume that no lawyer can afford to be without. Knowing how to read and apply statutes and to construct sound arguments regarding statutory interpretation is a critical skill to possess, regardless of speciality or area of practice. The 6th edition offers a comprehensive and up-to-date examination of the rules and principles governing statutory interpretation, including the latest cases and developments, and it includes a table of cases. Finally, Workers' Compensation in British Columbia provides for the first time ever a comprehensive overview of the law, policy and practice of the workers' compensation system in British Columbia. Please explore the other exciting titles that we have on the labour law page, including the French titles and solicitor-client privilege, and there are also numerous other resources here, some of which I will mention now. Back on the Labour Law Sources page, let's look at a couple of additional resources which may be useful to you. First of all, the Labour Arbitration Express case summaries. Lexis Advanced Quick Law customers have access to over 9,000 summaries in this particular source alone. You can retrieve information with the Browse feature within this source, working through the digest by topic. We also have current awareness materials, scrolling down slightly, which will keep you up to date on new case law and issues in your area of practice. Two to highlight here are the LexisNexis Labour Law Netletter and the JSL Labour and Employment Law Netletter. Click into these resources and use the table of contents to view an issue or subscribe using the alert functionality. Finally, back on the homepage, let's look at a few more key resources that you can access through the Explore Content pod. Selecting the Content Type tab, look to the right and under Secondary Materials you'll see Quantums. This will allow you to access the Canada Wrongful Dismissal Quantum, the Wrongful Dismissal Notice Searcher, the Breach of Contract Quantums and other quantum tools that you might find useful. Using the Wrongful Dismissal Quantum or the Wrongful Dismissal Notice Searcher, you can simply fill in the easy-to-use drop-down boxes to find cases matching your criteria. Let's also point out, under Popular Sources, we have all of the tables of concordance grouped together in one place, and you can easily access by clicking Employment and Labour Law, or perhaps Workplace Health, Safety and Compensation Law, or Pensions and Benefits Law. And we also have our collection of smart charts, which will allow you to build a table with only the data that you need for the particular topic. Under Employment and Labour Law, we have leaves of absence. We have a couple of smart charts under Pensions and Benefits Law, and we also have 3 under Workplace Health, Safety and Compensation Law. In general, in Lexis Advanced Quick Law, you'll find we have over 40,000 labour-related court decisions from 1876 to the current day, and over 278,000 labour boards, tribunals and arbitration decisions. We hope this content subscription overview video will facilitate your search with Lexis Advanced Quick Law and give you new tricks and ways to search that you might not have been aware of before. For a more in-depth and detailed session that can count as CPD on the content included in your subscription, please don't hesitate to reach out to our learning and product adoption team on our website or contact your LexisNexis account manager for details. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.